Abide in me, and I will abide in you. Here's something powerful to think about. If you give yourself fully to God, then God will give himself fully to you. This is what it means to steep yourself in prayer. Because when you pray without holding back anything from God, without holding back a part of your life from him, without being lukewarm, but totally immersing your heart in his, completely giving your life to him, not just a part, or the part you want him to see, then he will give all of himself back to you. You will not be left empty or disappointed or lacking. Just as a side observation, for any of you who like listening to music, in the song All of Me by John Legend, there's a part which says, "Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you." That's what our Christian prayer life should look like, or at least aim for. Let's look at someone who gave themselves wholly and completely to God, Mary. Her whole life was one of total submission to God's will, but it was also more than that. She gave not just her life, not just her yes to God, but her heart and devotion to him as well. And what did God give her in return? He gave her himself, literally living inside her, physically within her womb. No one else has ever been more intimate with God than Mary has, because God literally lived within Mary. God gave all of himself to her in the form of a baby, vulnerable and completely trusting in her to take care of him, the creator of the universe. Because she gave all of herself to God, he gave all of himself to her. Neither of them held anything back. Their hearts were in total unison. They shared something so strong that nothing in this world could break it. That's what true prayer is. When Christ rejoices, Mary rejoices. When Christ sorrows, Mary sorrows. When Christ suffered on the cross, Mary suffered with him. During the Stations of the Cross, we see how their glances profoundly penetrate each other, how each understands what the other is going through, because that is what love allows you to do. Another part of that song, All of Me, which we spoke about before, says that, "You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning." In a way, this actually ties into our reflection here. From the moment where we give ourselves totally to God, we can face the challenges and storms of life. We can suffer joyfully. We can be persecuted while praying for our persecutors. We can laugh through our sorrows. We can let go of grudges because Christ lives within us. Christ, who is love, enables us to do all these things. When, in the world's eyes, we appear to be losing, we are actually winning, because all of our sufferings are joined with Christ's sufferings, and as we take up our own crosses, and as the world crucifies us with Christ, we will be able to open our mouth and say, "Father, forgive them," just as Christ did, and we will rise again, just as Christ did, to a new life with him in glory. St. Paul writes in Galatians, "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." When you give all of yourself to God, and God gives all of himself to you, when you become, as it were, a living Christ, for he now abides in you, that's when amazing things start to happen. Not just to you, but to the people around you, to the world around you. As Saint Teresa of Avila says, "Christ has no body but yours, no hands, no feet on earth but yours. Yours are the eyes with which he looks compassion on this world. Yours are the feet with which he walks to do good. Yours are the hands with which he blesses all the world. Yours are the hands, yours are the feet, yours are the eyes, you are his body." But there's one more thing. Giving yourself totally to God requires a deep sacrifice, taking back the parts of you which are given to the world and giving them wholly to God. Because, like we said before, all of you means all, not just a part. The world thinks you're losing out on all the pleasures it has to offer you, but you're not. You're winning something far greater because God is everlasting. The world is temporary. It will fade and wither away like grass. So don't invest your heart in something temporary. Invest your heart in something that does not fade, will never pass away, will never change, and will always remain forever yours, God.